Can you explain to the audience everything they need to know about 22?
22 is my first album, you know what I'm saying? Probably my longest project, 22 songs, you know what I'm saying? 22 is my hood, like that's where I came up at, 22 Second Ave, the east side of Atlanta, you feel me? I named it that because of my hood and because when I was 22, that's when a lot happened for me in my life. I beat my RICO, I signed my deal, and I had my son.
Care to share your current age at this point?
I'm 23. I'm gonna be 24 in June.
And your actual birthday?
June 20th, 99, baby. 90s, baby.
Now, you mentioned this was an album. Why not the EP route or even mixtape route for this project?
I dropped too many EPs and mixtapes. It was time for an album. Like, they were ready to see what I can really do, so I had to give it to them.
Now, was this a title that you came up with or someone coined for you?
No, I came up with it.
And are there any unknown facts or stories in regards to this album that's never been publicly mentioned before? Could be in regards to creating it, recording it, or releasing it.
Nah, not for real. Only thing is I made a song like 2 days before they were supposed to upload the tape. It was supposed to be turned in already. It was already turned in, but at the last minute I took a song off and switched it for another song, 48 Laws of Power.
And why made that move there?
Cause I was in the studio, like I be working a lot. I was in the studio working, and when I did it, I was like, man, this gotta go on my album. I gotta figure out how I can put it on the album. So I made it call. I'm like, man, I gotta put this on the album. Y'all gotta let me put this on the album, please.
Was there any chance it almost didn't make it, even in that 48-hour time span?
Yeah, cause he was like, cause when I called who I called, he was like, oh my God, like he be stressed, like I was stressing him out, like it's gonna be hard, like cause he gotta go, like I gotta go through him and he gotta go through somebody else. So they gonna say something to him and he gonna say something to me, you feel me?
Now, how long before the album actually releases when you find out that song actually made it to the final track list?
Probably like 4 days later.
Anything else in regards to 22?
Nah.
All right, now I want to ask you this. Bunch of music questions here. What is your opinion on ad-libs in a song?
Ad-lib, I mean, you don't need ad-lib, but to me, the way I make music, ad-lib is everything to me. You feel me? Like my ad-libs kind of make my music. Like they go with how I rock.
Do you have a signature ad-lib by any chance?
Yeah.
Care to share what that is?
It's just yeah.
Is there a meaning to this particular ad-lib of yours?
And nah, that's just how I start off a song. It helped me.
And were you the first recording artist to ever do this particular ad-lib?
I don't know, but I know it came out of my head though.
And do you remember how that ad-lib originated for you?
It's probably like, you know how like when people start off a song, they might be like, yeah, or something like that. Like it probably started off like that. And then I just started harmonizing it, put it like that.
Do you recall the first song you implemented this ad-lib on?
Nah, I can't remember. I use it on too many. I can't remember what the first one is.
And what's been the reaction to this signature ad-lib of yours?
I be seeing some funny videos on TikTok about it, but they like it though.
And aside from people making TikTok videos about it, have you heard other recording artists copy or steal this ad-lib of yours?
Not for real.
Ever created a song with no ad-libs?
Yeah, a lot of music, but most of the music I made with no ad-libs, it ain't not. Like, I ain't never drop it.
Now, if there was a circle chart of 100%, what percentage would you say are songs of yours with ad-libs versus no ad-libs?
It's probably like 90 to 10.
90% ad-libs.
Yeah, cause I'm staying up. Like, I'm gonna do the song, then I'm gonna straight come back and do the ad-lib. I ain't gonna leave the boots head down. But sometimes, only time I'm not finna do ad-libs if I don't really like the song. Like, I'm just go to the next song, not do ad-lib.
So those songs that haven't been public yet are songs that you didn't like?
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to collaborating with other recording artists, Have you ever added your ad-libs to another artist's verse on the same song?
I ain't gonna say I put it on they verse, but if they doing the hook, like after I do my verse and they hook come back in, like I'm gonna be doing my ad libs on they hook, a little bit of they hook, probably like half of the hook.
What is your opinion on that? Other artists on verses with their ad-libs?
Like you saying like if somebody put their ad libs on my verse,
Correct.
shit, you can
Or
do
vice
it.
versa.
You can do it, just don't fuck my shit up, man. Shit.
Now, a different equation here. What are your thoughts on songs with just a featured artist's ad-libs, but no hook or verse from them on that song?
Say it again.
Let me give you an example. I'll give you an example. Kanye West has a song called Can't Tell Me Nothing. Jeezy ad-libs, but no hook or verse from Jeezy on that song.
Oh, usually when I be saying that, it usually be like when people first start rapping. Like when you first start rapping and you don't really know how to do ad libs, your bro might come do your ad lib for you. I used to do that. Like when I first started rapping, somebody else would probably do my ad lib.
What about vice versa? Have you ever done that on another person's song, just your ad-libs, but no hook or verse from you?
Yeah, a lot of times.
Is any of that music publicly available?
I can't even remember. I don't think so.
Now, when it comes to your music catalog, what's been your biggest song so far?
Well, at first it was Let's Get It, but now I think, I don't know for a fact, but I think it's 48 Laws of Power. The song I just dropped on my album, 48 Laws of Power, like been going crazy. Everybody playing, listen to it, commenting the lyrics, posting the lyrics, 48 Laws of Power. But like in the past, it was Let's Get It. Like that's probably the song everybody will know. Let's Get It.
In regards to either of those songs, then, are there any unknown facts or stories in regards to each of these songs that's never been publicly mentioned before? Could be in regards to recording it, releasing it, or creating it.
Probably, Let's Get It. I was like, when I made it, I ain't make it to be no hit. I made it cause I was playing around. I didn't really like the beat. I ain't like the beat. No shout to the producer, but I ain't really like the beat. Like I was just like it was the last song. This is when you tired in the studio session. I already made all these songs. Boom. I go in there, I'm like, man, I'm finna make some straight bullshit. Watch. Cause everybody doing it, that's what they want. They want their bullshit. So boom. I'm gonna find the beat. Like that ain't hard to rap on. I found the beat. When I found the beat, I just said whatever on there. I was like, when I say whatever on there, it's still gonna be cool. I watch what I do. I made it like 15 minutes.
Now, because that's your biggest song to date prior to 48 Laws of Power, what do you make of that?
My song?
Yeah, your biggest song so far in your catalog took the least amount of time to make. It was you BSing on it, and it's your current biggest song before 48 Laws of Power.
That's just how God work. You feel me? That's how God work. I just gotta run with it. You feel me? It was meant to happen.
Now, thinking back on that song, Let's Get It, what specifically led that song to get as far as it has today?
I guess the kids fucking with the song like when it got leaked. Like before I ever dropped, it got leaked, and some kids were dancing to it on Instagram when they live, and somebody that screen recorded sent it to me that next morning. And when I got up that day, I posted it, and then the post started going up. Then like everybody got the song now because it's on YouTube. It's leaked on YouTube. Everybody got the song. Everybody playing, listen to it. So boom, I gotta drop it right now. It's the time. I gotta drop it. So boom, I dropped it.
Now, were you signed to a record label at that point when that song had released?
Yeah, I was signed.
Did the record label have anything to do with getting that song to be as successful as it has today?
No, that was me. I dropped it on my own, made it on my own. I made it in their studio though, but I made it on my own. Dropped it on my own. Start going up on my own. You feel me?
And what record label is this we're referencing here?
It was the first label I was signed to. The first label.
Now, when it comes to that leak, do you know how that song leaked out initially?
I really couldn't even tell you. They got a lot of my music though. Like so much of my music leaked, but I don't really care. 'Cause Like, you feel me? It's different from when music get leaked and when music drop.
Anything else you want to mention about this song? Or a question you weren't asked, people want to know about it.
Let's go to the next song. That's all I want to tell them, man. Let's get to the next song, man.
Now, with 48 Laws of Power, as you previously mentioned, in regards to the conversation about 22, this was a song you knew you wanted on that album.
What you talking about? 48?
Yes.
Yeah, most definitely. As soon as I heard it, as soon as I got done making it, and I listened back to it, I wanted to do it, put it on the album. Like it had to be on the album. Like that's what the album was missing. Like, I thought the album was complete until I made that song. Like, I'm like, this what it's missing. I got to put that on there, and it's the biggest song on there.
Now, when you were creating 48 Laws of Power, did you have a feeling this was going to be a hit song for you? This was going to be your biggest song?
Nah, I ain't really think that. I just thought it was gonna be a good song to put on the album.
At this point, rough estimate, how long have you been in the music industry for?
I wouldn't even say I'm in the music industry at all yet. Like, I ain't just gonna say I'm in the music industry yet. I don't really know why, but I don't think I'm in it yet. You feel me?
Now, that is subjective, but there may be someone in the audience looking at your Spotify monthly listeners just about at 1 million. You're signed to 300 ENT. They might say you're in the music industry at this point.
Yeah. I don't feel it though. I might be, but I don't feel it yet. You feel me?
For you, if you don't feel that, what would make you feel that you are in the music industry? Is there a goal, or is there something, a hint of some sort that would make you feel like you're in the music industry?
I mean, I don't really know till it comes. You feel me? Like, it's gonna show me. Like, when I get there, it's gonna show me. It's gonna let me know. Like, it's gonna click in my head. But it probably don't never click, because I'm the type of nigga who I never tell myself I'm there. You feel me? I always tell myself I gotta get there.
Got it. All right. Well, we'll skip those questions because I had some music industry questions for you. But if you don't feel like you're in there yet, I don't want to ask you these yet. But when you do, I will ask you them.
That's a bet.
But I do want to ask you this. Okay. When it comes to your history in music, what did your first recording setup, what did your first recording setup look like back then? Or what was the first studio you recorded at when you started?
The first studio I ever recorded at was a trap. Like, in one of those studios, it was a trap on Glenwood.
And what was that really like?
I was just happy to be there, man. I never been to the studio. I was just happy to be there. Like, I was gonna rock my ass off.
Are you able to describe what that looked like in there, like equipment-wise or description of the inside?
When you walk in that motherfucker, it's a humongous ass dog, big ass dog. You feel me? You go in there, it's like it's the mic in the closet. It's a little laptop right there. It don't really look like no studio though, like no studio setup. It just look like a room, but it's like a computer on the table, and then it's a mic in the closet, and it's a couch. It's the one-seater couch in there that unfold.
And out of all the recording studios, what led to that one for you?
I mean, that was the first one. I really ain't even know about the studio or nothing like that. Like, my partner used to be going to the studio. My partner Slick used to be going to the studio. And then I had ended up going to the studio with him. Like, I asked him to go to the studio with him. He took me to the studio with him where he be recording at.
The first time you recorded at that location, were you nervous?
I ain't gonna say nervous. I was just learning. Like, I didn't know my voice. I ain't like how my voice sounded.
And was that something you embraced at some point?
What?
Your voice?
Yeah.
How long did that take?
Like 5 years. I'm really just getting here. I'm still working on my voice though. But I like how it sound now. It's just I'm trying to perfect it to a T.
What was it about your voice you didn't like at first?
It just like when I was rapping, it didn't sound like I'm supposed to be a rapper. Like it sound bad to me. Like it didn't sound like I had it.
What was the reaction you were getting from others to your voice at that time? You had this personal feeling about it, an opinion, but what were others' reactions to your voice?
Ain't nobody really never said nothing. I was the only person. Like I heard, like they ain't really hear it. But ever since I started rapping, since the first song, everybody thought it was hard.
Were you intimidated when you were at that location, first time recording?
No. I know the area, like I'm from the area. Like that's my area. I knew the person I knew who Spider was. I knew all that. Like that's my area.
But maybe not so intimidated by the area or who spot it was, but just being in front of a microphone for the first time and being recorded and things of that nature.
Nah, I mean it's new. Like you got to get comfortable. I wasn't really all the way comfortable with it. You got to get comfortable. Like when you do something that's out of the ordinary. I never been in no studio, so I'm like, yeah, man, it's gonna take me a minute.
Do you remember what age this was in your life?
I was either 16 or 17. I was like 16 probably.
And do you remember the name of the first song you recorded at that location?
I think it was, I had, the 56 Nights by Future. I did that, but I did a remix to it.
For those in the audience getting to know you for the very first time, is that a song that's publicly available?
I don't think so. It probably is if I look it up, but I ain't seen it.
Now, fast forwarding from those days, what's your recording process like now?
My recording process, I go straight in the studio. When I get there, I go straight in. Like I don't do no kicking, no playing, no none of that. I go straight in. I rap. Like go to the next beat, rap. Go to the next beat, rap. Like I'm a workaholic. Like I don't play when it. Like you don't play at work. That's like work to me. I don't play when I'm there.
At this point, do you like recording during the day or at night?
I record at night, but it really don't matter to me. Daytime or nighttime, they're both the same to me. Like I feel home when I'm at the studio. I feel home.
Why at night at this moment?
Really, because I be having a lot going on during the daytime. Like I be busy.
Now, when it is those times you record during the day versus at night, do you notice any difference in the actual music you record?
Nah, not for real. It's the same. Like kind of got this shit down pat. So like it's the same whenever I go.
Are you a loner in the recording studio?
Sometimes I'll be alone, but a lot of times I'm not. A lot of times I'm with the bros. We're either deep or it's just like 5, 6 us in there.
How do you decide?
It just depends. Cause the most of the times when I go, if I go by myself, it'll be like a time when I forget to tell the bros. But like most of the time, like the bros are there, cause it's that time.
And once again, do you notice any difference in the actual music when you have others in the studio recording? Well, excuse me, when you're recording with others in the studio versus when you're a loner recording?
Nah, it'd be the same. It'd be the same. I ain't gonna lie. Like most of the time when I be recording alone, like if I'm at the studio alone, then I wasn't with the bros. I was probably sneaking out with a vibe. That's probably why I end up at the studio alone. I was sneaking out doing something I ain't had no business.
Is that ever a distraction when you're with a vibe in the recording studio?
Nah.
Or does it actually enhance the experience?
Nah, it'd be the same. Vibes welcome.
Do you record inside the mic booth or outside the mic booth?
Inside.
And why inside for you?
Cause I told you I'm still getting my own. I'm still trying to perfect my sound. I don't want nobody to. I ain't trying to let y'all in on what I got going on.
Do you record sitting down or standing up?
Sit down. I don't like standing up. It make my voice sound different.
Now, when you're in the recording studio, do you have any personal recording studio rules?
Sometimes it depends on what kind of day it is. Like if I'm like trying to really get something done, if I'm like, man, I ain't been to the studio in a minute, like I tell like I don't smoke weed personally, but I tell the bros like don't smoke me out, like or smoke out there. You feel me? But most of the time, nah, I don't really got no rules.
What's your outlook on marijuana?
Marijuana?
Yeah.
No, they need to make it legal. Shit, tired of people getting locked up for shit, man, for weed, man.
But you don't personally indulge in that?
Nah, I don't. But that's some. I feel like that's some dumb shit to get locked up for having some weed. Come on, man.
And for you, why aren't you a marijuana smoker?
Cause it was I don't like how I feel when I'm high. Like every high is like my first high. Like I hate weed. I get high off contact. Like if I smell weed, I'm gonna be high, geeked up for the rest of the night. Like when I used to smoke, I smoked when I was younger. Like when I was like 13, I probably stopped smoking when I was like I'd say like 17, 18. I probably stopped smoking. But when I used to smoke, it's like every high was my first high. Like I get high, boom. I get high and then my heart started beating too fast or too slow. I feel like I need to go to the hospital or something. Like I hate it. But I realized I was just doing it because I was really just being a follower. Like this is what everybody around me was doing. So I'm like, I might as well smoke too. But I'm like, nah, this ain't me. When I grew older and started understanding how to be my own man, you feel me? I stopped smoking.
Now, when you were a marijuana smoker from 13 to 17, how frequent of a smoker were you in those days?
Really? I get up in this was my routine. I wake up in the morning, boom, walk act like I'm finna walk to the bus stop. Trick Mom do real quick, act like I'm finna walk to the bus stop. But I walk to the cut with my friends and shit. I walk to the cut with my friends, boom, we'll buy some little weed. This one they had the mid, and they only had mid and gas, you feel me? And the mid was $5. And then like we'll buy some of both, you feel me? Roll it up in the swisher, smoke right there. Sometimes I might smoke, then go to school. Like I miss like my first 2 periods, smoking in the cut. Then I go to school, or I just be right there, smoking, kicking it all day. Don't never go to school.
And do you remember what the name of the school was back then that you attended in those days?
It was a couple schools. I went to 2 minute schools. I went to Bethune, I went to Columbia, I went to Stevenson, I went to Creekside, I went to FLA, I went to WD. I went to 2 minute school because I kept getting kicked out of school, so I ain't really had no set school.
Now, when you were a marijuana smoker out once upon a time, were you ever addicted?
No, I was never addicted.
And when you quit, how did you quit? Was it like the flip of a light switch, instant for you?
Yeah, it was easy. It wasn't that. I smoked cigarettes too though, but back then when I was smoking cigarettes, I wasn't addicted. But now it's just like this shit addiction. Like.
So when you are in the recording studio, top 3 things you need.
Cigarette, Red Bull. I don't really need Red Bull, but if I'm feeling down, drowsy, tired, I'm gonna get some Red Bull. But I need a cigarette.
And is there a third or just 2 for you?
No, just 2.
Is it a type of cigarette?
Newport Short.
And is it a type of Red Bull, like a specific flavor?
Nah, I just need the Red Bull. I need like 3 big Red Bulls, the big ones. 3 on.
And for
oh yeah, I need cookies too. Chocolate chip cookie. Hot chocolate chip cookie.
Now, what do the chocolate chip cookies do for you in the studio?
They just taste good.
And the cigarettes?
Cigarettes just get me in it. Like, I ain't gonna say get me in that mode, but like when I be in that mode, it's just like, I be moving fast, so it's just like, smoke, route. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what cigarettes do to me. I just done got addicted to them. Like, I ain't gonna say I'm addicted this week, but I've been smoking them so long, I need to stop.
Ever recorded with no cigarettes in the studio?
Yeah, bad sessions. Them be bad sessions.
And you previously mentioned your biggest song so far is Let's Get It.
Mm-hmm.
and 48 Laws of Power.
And Highly Performing too. That's a big song too. Everybody know that song too.
These 3 songs, if you can recollect, were they ever recorded under the use of marijuana, cigarettes, or nothing in your system?
Cigarettes. All of them. Every song I ever made, I was smoking a cigarette. Unless like I didn't put it out because it was a bad song. I can't really get in my vibe if I ain't got a cigarette to cool me down, like calm me down. I think I got anxiety, so the cigarette kind of helped me calm down.
Anyone in the music industry encourage or discourage your cigarette use?
Not nobody in the music industry, but like little people I run into, like I ain't gonna say little people, ain't nobody look, but people I run into would be like, man, you need to start smoking them. It really never be people I really know. It be people I just met who will tell me to start smoking cigarette.
And what's your opinion of that?
I'd be like, yeah, man, I know, man. I need to start smoking cigarette, man. I'm gonna stop, man. I've been trying, man. I need help, man. That's how I be.
Now, personally, do you want to quit smoking cigarettes?
I want to quit smoking cigarettes so bad, but it's like every time I try, it's just like a cigarette fall back in my hand.
How many times do you think you've attempted to quit?
I try to quit every day. I try to quit smoking cigarettes every day.
Now, does the fact that your 3 biggest songs with the use of the cigarette while you were recording have anything to do with why you keep smoking?
Nah. I smoke without rapping. I smoke more when I'm rapping. I smoke more when I'm rapping and in the club.
Now, when it comes to your cigarette use, just smoking period, does that ever affect your voice?
Yeah, it fucked my voice up already. Like my shit be going out, like when I be rapping, it be going out. I hope it come back.
Craziest studio story, if you have one to share.
Craziest studio story. I ain't really having too many crazy studio stories. Only crazy studio stories is the songs I be making when I be in that motherfucker.
For those in the audience getting to know you for the very first time, who is Hunxho?
Hunxho is the future. Hunxho is the present. Hunxho is like, I ain't gonna lie, Hunxho is I ain't gonna say he no rapper, he an artist, you feel me? Like, his music is art. You feel me? Like, I like to give a message in my music. I like to tell my stories in my music. I like to tell stories in my music. I like to make people feel me in my music. Paint artist, any kind of artist. I'm like Picasso.
Be that as it may, what is the biggest misconception of you at this point?
Probably that I'm stiff, like, I'm stiff or I'm meanie, like, or I look scary. I probably look scary, but I ain't like, I'm really cool. Like, when you meet me, I'm cool, I'm smooth.
And have you lost opportunities because of that? Some of those misconceptions there?
I ain't gonna say I lost opportunity, but I know people don't be wanting to come around me because of that, though.
Craziest rumor you heard about yourself?
Craziest rumor? Ain't too many rumors getting told by me, for real. When they be speaking, they tell the truth. Ain't really too many rumors. Nah, not that I can think of.
Now, why is that? There are some people that have a lot of rumors when they sit in front of this camera. For you, not any.
The only rumors that'll probably be told by me is females talking to females, like, look, got some shit, like, little shit like that, like, but that's just cause this bitch like me, she don't want me to fuck with this girl, she don't want me to fuck with that girl, this and that. It'd be rumors like that, like, he did this, he do that, like, yeah. he fought with her, this and that. Them the only kind of rumors. Ain't no other kind of rumors really going around.
Now, what is your policy on them?
It is a rumor. Somebody said, a nigga pushed up on me about some shit. A nigga said a nigga pushed up on me about some shit like that. Telling him punish that and shit, and then niggas saying it on Instagram, this and that. But there's just a whole lot of this and that, rah Instagram shit, man. Nigga ain't doing nothing to show, man. Come on, man.
Now, have you addressed this publicly, or is this the first time?
No, this is the first time.
What is your policy on rumors, generally speaking?
I don't care. I don't really acknowledge them. This is the first time I probably ever acknowledged the rumor. I don't acknowledge shit. Like, even when I see shit, like, if it's a lie, or even if it's true, I don't really be acknowledging too much shit. Somebody say something about me, I ain't really engaging. That's gonna give it the attention right there. That's gonna give it the attention it need as soon as I acknowledge it.
Is there a question you receive you dislike getting asked? Something you can't stand to answer, perhaps? Maybe it's a repetitive question, something you receive all the time. Could be from fans or strangers asking you this.
I ain't gonna say I don't like it. It's all right. I ain't tripping, but I get asked a lot, like how tall I'm is. Yeah.
For those in the audience that have been wondering that question themselves, can you share that answer?
6'7".
And when it comes to height, does that run in your family?
Yeah, my dad is 6'8", my mama 5'11". My granddaddy like 6'6".
And okay, I want to ask you this. Something you mentioned I want to follow up on.
Yeah.
At this point in your life, are you single?
Yeah, single.
And why are you single?
Cause I don't really trust. My trust fucked up. Like, I've been played too many times. Like, I don't like that shit. Cause like when I give my heart to somebody, I give my heart all the way to them. You feel me? And then when they do some bullshit, that shit fucked me up like bad. Like, and it set me back. I ain't trying to be set back. I'm focused right now. I don't need nobody playing with me right now. Cause I don't play with people. You feel me? I don't like being played with. I don't like getting out of character. Female, like, the only person who can really get a man out of character is females. A man can't get another man out of character. You feel me? But a female, somebody who got your heart, somebody who close to you, they'll get you out of character. And I don't really be trying to get out of character. I don't be trying to lose my cool. Like, it distract you from focusing on what you're supposed to be focusing on. It distract you from your goals. So I just be chilling, like, I just be vibing. I do what I do. I ain't in no relationship, none of that.
And how long have you been single for at this point? Rough estimate.
Real relationship?
Yes, last time you were in a committed relationship.
Probably like my last real relationship. It was probably like 2020, either 2020 or 2021.
And you mentioned it before, but just for context, care to share your current age?
I'm 23.
Worst date you ever been on?
I never been on a date. I never ever went on a date. Girls be asking me to take them on a date. I be telling them, baby, I don't know how to take you on a date. I never been on a date, baby. I'm sorry, baby. I don't know how to go on dates. Like, I done been to the movies, but I don't really call that a date. I done been to the movies. I like going to the movies. I watch a movie. If I take you to the movies, you special. Cause I don't go on dates.
What do you consider a date? What's your definition of a date?
If you want, like, I say a date, be like some out the country shit. You go out the country, some shit nigga ain't never seen, you ain't never seen. Like, if I'm gonna take somebody on a date, like, when I do take somebody on a date, I'm gonna take them to do some shit they never did ever. We both never did ever. Like, you feel me? And I don't be liking to do like I say this day and age, like how people be like to be all serious and shit. Like, I like to do playful shit. I play a lot. I like to do playful shit. I like to have fun. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I ain't talking about that kind of fun. I'm talking about other kind of fun, make you laugh and smile and shit like that. Like, but when I take somebody on a date, it gotta be some shit we both ain't never ever did. I never did, you never did. But right now, I don't know how to date. So you gotta wait.
But you would like to go on one eventually.
Yeah, one day. I want a girl to take me on a date.
Have women offered to take you on a date?
Yeah, the ugly ones. The ugly ones asked to take me on a date. But the ones who look good, man, shit, that's how they want to date, man. I ain't gonna say that's how they want, but no girl who look good ain't never asked me to take me on no date.
All right, now what's your opinion on this when it comes to females? This is my last segment on females for you. What is your opinion on BBLs for females?
BBL. I ain't tripping, baby. I ain't discriminating. I said in the song, BBL. I tried to check just for a big booty bitch. Like, I ain't tripping. Like, however, whatever. I ain't tripping. Do your thing. It ain't my business. You feel me? Like, so make sure that motherfucker look right. Make sure this cheek ain't bigger than this cheek. Make sure the motherfucker ain't on your legs. Make sure your legs ain't like this and your ass like this. Nigga, come on, man. Nigga ain't doing that, but shit, to each his own, man. I like my shit to look right. Like, it look like it's supposed to be there. Like it look like God made it. You feel me?
Can you spot the difference?
What? Can you? Hell yeah.
Any other hints besides what you just described? Female with a BBL versus female without.
You can see it though, like just how their body made, like how their body look. You feel me? Just how their whole body look. You can tell if that shit fake or not.
Be that as it may, have you ever been fooled before?
Fooled.
Thought a female had no BBL and she did, or vice versa?
Yeah, I ain't been fooled, but it just didn't come to mind that you ever got nothing did to your ass. I ain't gonna say she had a BBL, but she got something did to her ass, but you can't tell. You feel me?
Have you ever had sex with both? Female with a BBL and a female without?
Like at the same time?
Doesn't have to be at the same time.
Oh. Yeah. I just smacked female with BBL, female without BBL.
Is there a difference?
It depends on how your BBL is. Like, cause some girl got BBL, but the motherfucker feel and look real. You feel me? Like, I ain't just smacking no super OD fake shit. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. It look good, but it don't feel good, man.
And speaking of the subject of both, have you done it at the same time?
Yeah.
Ever been asked to pay for one?
To pay for one?
A BBL.
Oh. A BBL. Nah, I ain't been asked to pay for one, but they'll just shoot it out there like, I'm finna get a BBL. But I know they insinuating, give me a BBL. Like, y'all ain't slick.
Would you?
Would I?
Yeah.
My girl? Hell yeah. If I get a girlfriend and she want one, I do it. I got you, baby.
But at this point, you never have.
Nah, but really at home though. At home, a nigga don't even want no girl with a BBL. You want that natural shit at home. That's some outside shit.
Now, removing your personal opinion out of the equation, generally speaking, do males really like this stuff? BBLs on females.
I don't know what other nigga like. I can't tell you what other nigga like. I just know, but I know I ain't tripping. You feel me? It's straight, with or without it.
But you prefer natural.
I prefer natural at home, but I take when at home like with a girl. Like I ain't saying I wouldn't make a girl with BBL my girl. Feel me? But natural shit, niggas want natural shit at home. I ain't saying niggas, but preferably me. I want natural shit at home. Like come home to some natural shit.
Anything else you'll want to mention about BBLs or a question you weren't asked, people want to know about them. Just curious there on your take. Okay, I want to ask you this. Do you have a spring break horror story? A bad experience while you were on spring break?
I don't even think I never had a spring break. I can't even remember having a spring break.
Okay.
I don't remember what my spring breaks consisted of.
Just curious, didn't know if you did or not. Some people did, some people didn't. Okay, how about this? Do you do the pranking or do you get pranked on April Fools?
Nobody play with me, man. I'm just playing. What's it called? I ain't gonna lie though, like, I can't even remember too many people. Like, we don't really be doing all that. Like if we do, it'd be on some goofy shit. Like, not on no seriously trying to joke somebody shit. But like, I'm pranking folks without April Fools.
Be that as it may, best or worst, April Fool's memory, if you have one.
Probably somebody pregnant.
A female that you knew.
Yeah. But I didn't even, like, if I would knew it was April Fools, they would never got me. You feel me? Because I don't even really be celebrating holidays. I don't celebrate no holidays. I celebrate one holiday, Eid. That's it, because I'm Muslim. But if I would have knew it was April Fools, then I would never got pranked.
Now, was this something that they send you like a personal text of or just something you saw on social media?
A text.
And how far did that prank get?
Not too far. It was just like one text later.
And how long ago was this in your life?
It was a minute ago, a long time ago. I can't remember when. It was a long time ago though.
Ever conducted an April Fool's prank on the general public?
No.
Now, circumstances could be different for everyone, so generally speaking here, but any April Fool's advice for those in the audience?
Not for real. I don't really know about it. I don't celebrate holidays.
And you mentioned you do follow Islam.
Yeah, Muslim, born and raised.
Does it get any more specific under that religion for you? Like a particular denomination, for example?
What you mean?
Like such as Sunni Islam, Shia
No,
Islam?
I'm just Muslim. I'm Muslim. I really don't too much believe in that. I know about Sunni and Shia, but I'm like real Muslim, like born and raised, name Muslim. My real name Muslim, first, middle, and last. Grandma, granddaddy Muslim. Mama, daddy Muslim. You feel me? Everybody, my whole family, sisters, brothers, aunties, uncles, everybody Muslim in my whole family. Like, this ain't nothing I just converted over to. Ain't nothing wrong with converting over to it, but I'm just saying me personally.
Do you have any kids at this point?
I got a son. He finna be 2 in May.
Now, Corday is expecting his first baby with Naomi Osaka,
Who is that?
another rapper.
Oh, I don't even know them.
But curious here, circumstances could be different for everyone, so generally speaking, but anything you would say to a first-time father?
Nah, for real, you just gotta figure it out. I can't tell nobody now. Like, you gotta figure it out. Just be ready when that time comes, just be ready.
What is this current hairstyle you have called?
Dreads. Dreadlocks.
Is there a meaning behind your hair?
Nah, I just be letting it do what it do. Sometimes I get tired of it. Like I got dreads, so I started when I went to jail. Like, if I would never went to jail, I probably would never had dreads. Like, I got locked up. Like, probably the first week when I was locked up, I started twisting my hair. And then later on, as time went on, it started locking up. And then I just let it do what it do.
Remember what age that started in your life?
I was like 19. I was like 18. I was like 18.
And as you previously mentioned before, you're 23 at this point.
Yeah.
So about 5 years, give or take.
Yeah.
Current length.
I chopped my shit though. I chopped it.
So it was longer at one point.
Yeah. No. It was longer. I chopped it. Put them back in.
And what was the reason for the chop back then?
I don't know, it's just like my mind crazy, like my mind be on some crazy shit. Like whatever I think about, I'm gonna do it right then and there. If I think about it, I gotta do it right now.
Now, in that 5-year period, give or take, when was the chop?
Chop was this year. I think like last month. Chopped it, put the motherfucker right back in, one smelling it.
And how long was that amount of time?
Probably like a week, 2 weeks.
Did you go public with the chop?
Yeah, it's on my Instagram right now.
What was the reaction?
They liked it. They was loving it.
And even though that was the reaction, you put them back in.
Yeah.
Now, what about the color? Is there any meaning behind the color?
No, I just want to do something different because I've been having black dreads for like 2 years. For like a year. I probably had black dread for like a year and a half. I had black dread. First I had green dread. First I had red dread, then I had green dread, then I went black. I got tired of the black. After I chopped it, I told her, make some of them like a different color. It don't really matter what color, like blonde or something. I told her make them another color, put them back in.
Were there any meanings behind the previous colors you had, the red or the green?
No, I just like to do different shit, try different shit. Like I was saying, I just like to do whatever comes to my mind. Like if I think about something right now, I'm gonna do it.
And referring back to the chop once more, when you did cut your hair at that point in your life, was that an emotional experience by any chance?
Nah.
When you did chop them as well, was there a thought on almost not saving them?
Nah, I had to save them because in case I had to put them back in the same day, I had to save them. Like, I couldn't throw them away.
And was this something you were thinking about, or was this totally spontaneous at the time?
No, it just came up that day. Like it was like I'm sitting there. I called my barber to give me a haircut, like a regular haircut. I called him to give me a regular haircut. And then as soon as I hung up the phone, like something came in my head. I'm like, you should cut your hair. Boom, so I just cut it. I called my barber back. I was like, bro, I'm gonna cut my hair off. So you ain't finna give me a haircut like how you gave me last time. Like, I'm like, bring it. Like, come on with it, man. Don't fuck me up. Cause if you fuck me up, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, cut my hair right now.
What was we talked about the reaction previously, but what about from the angle of 300 ENT, that record label you're signed to? Was there any reaction from any of those representatives?
Yes, everybody wanted me to put my hair back in. I'm like, man, bro, just leave me be, bro. Golly, shit, man. This me, this my body. Shit, man. Let me do what I do, how I want to do what I want to do. Right.
So
that shit was making me mad. They were telling me they were telling me, I don't really know about that haircut. You should put your hair back in. Let me do what I want to do. Shit, man. My goddamn head. God gave me the head now.
So for clarification then, what was the ultimate decision in putting them back? Was it the record label influencing you? Was that your own personal decision? People on Instagram liked that chopped off?
It's really, I didn't know what to do with it when it was chopped. You know, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to rock it. I ain't had a regular cut in a long time. And then when I cut it, I still ain't cut it all the way out, but still I had little locks in my head, like the short locks in my head. So I ain't really know how to rock it, so I just put them back in.
And for those getting to know you for the very first time, care to share your screen name on Instagram?
Screen name?
Yeah.
What's that?
Your handle, your screen name on Instagram? Instagram.com/
Hunxho, Hunxho.
And referring back to that age of 18, when you first started growing them out and locking them, was that a trend at the time? Were locks a trend at the time?
I ain't gonna say it was a trend. It just like, I ain't had nothing but time on my hands. Like, so I was just doing shit. Like you get boring in jail, man. I got a twist in my shit.
And care to share the name of the jail you were located at that point in your life?
I was in the DeKalb County Jail.
Before this interview ends, is there anything else you were not asked fans want to know? People want to know? Is there anything you want to address while you're here? Anything else you didn't get a chance to mention you'd like to mention now?
Probably not. I'm finna drop again. My album out. Thank y'all for rocking with me on my album. I love y'all, all my fans. You feel me? I got some more shit on the way, hard shit. Like, back to back. I ain't never gonna start dropping, ever. I drop every day for the rest of my life if I could. But I'm coming back to back to back to back. Dropping everything. I got y'all. Don't worry. Y'all ain't gotta worry about me. Y'all ain't gotta worry about me fumbling. None of that. Like, consistent. Everything with everything, back to back.
Speaking of that music catalog of yours, rough estimate here, but how many songs do you think you have?
Like 5,000.
No joke. 5,000 songs right now, unreleased.
This if I could do the math. All right, so boom. I've been rapping since, I probably started rapping when I was like 16 or 17. I think it was 16. So boom. I make nothing less than 3 songs a session. The most I make in the session, the most I probably made in the session was like 10 songs. Nothing less than 3 songs though. A good number, like on a regular day, probably 5. You feel me? I'm gonna drop it down, so I'd probably say like 3,000. I'd probably say like 3,000.
3,000 unreleased songs right now.
Yeah.
You have on hand.
Yeah.
Any loose ends you want to tie with this interview from the previous topics you were asked? Anything you failed to speak on? Anything that needs further clarification from what was said in this interview?
Nah, not for real.
Any final words?